Let's solve the homework number 3, which was like a 4 related problems together. The first one was a code review. The coding review is a very common task in industry. You should try to be good not only in understanding your code, but also in understanding others' code. You will read a lot of code in industry, and you will not find even documentation in this code. So it's an important skill to get. And when you review code, you learn from others, and also you learn what makes the code a bad code. Like the more confusion you have in a code, the more problems in the code. So you learn how to write a better code also by reviewing the code. So anyway, let's see what are the potential suggestions here in the course. First of all, the statics total prints. It seems the guy wanted to keep a track of how many times that the function print has been called. But global variables are a bad idea. Don't do that unless there is a good reason. A more relevant idea is to put the variable as a static variable inside the class. In practice, the reason behind the statistics idea is in practice we might want to know which functionalities the user is using much more. Like let's say you are providing 10 functionalities, but the users are actually using only 3. This is important and triggers a lot about the system. Anyway, so the first fix is making that guy here as a static variable. The second mistake is what we call magic numbers. When you define or use a number inside the code like 100, 17, 13, we call this a magic number, just some number inside the code that no one knows what exactly is that. The right way is you define here as a constant and use it here and document that one if you need. When I read as a reviewer max course grade 100, I got exactly what is that 100, but putting the 100 inside the code isn't useful. But there is a bigger problem. If for any reason the 100 has been changed, let's say to 150, we have to find every single place in the code that uses 100 to switch it to 150, and this is a lot of code changes. This is very bad code. By making it only single variable here, we can change it in a femtosecond. So this is the point. What else? Let's go back here. The adjust grid method. The adjust grid method is taking the self object, but it isn't doing anything with it. This means it shouldn't be an instant method. It's either a static method or class method. As the function is just like would need the 100, which is now a constant here, we better use the class method and pass the class here. Also, the function has a bug. The guy here wrote here if grade less than 0 return grade. Probably he wanted to say if grade less than 0 just return 0. So we also fixed the bug here. Yeah, this is all about this part. For the add grid function, one mistake here is that the guy put the documentation above the function, but this documentation will not be read. If you come here and try to read it here, it will trigger nothing. But the right way is to put the documentation outside the function itself. I expected that guy to show here some documentation. Maybe I'm missing something. So anyway, the moral of that is the documentation should be after, not before. What else? There was a very critical bug here in this code. The guy shouldn't put the course unless the guy shouldn't update the current course unless it doesn't exist. If it exists, it shouldn't update the data. It shouldn't overwrite it. The problem with the guy here, he put it first the grades, then double check the course, then updated the course only if it doesn't exist. And this will make the grades list bigger than the course list. Like let's say you entered the 3 courses, then other 3 courses that all existed, the grades will be of length 6, but this guy will be of length only 3, which is wrong. The right way is to bring the condition earlier, and after that, if you passed here, you can put the 2 codes here. I think nothing about the statistics. I don't know why this function is tabbed inside. It should, yeah, that's okay. So this is all the function. I don't think we have any updates here, and just here we don't use the magic numbers. These are the fixes that we needed in the first problem.